So when the game launched, a week after, 2 weeks after, what have you, we kind of had an idea of how the characters rank, right? And a big consensus, and one that I held to, is that the tiers are very compact and that every character can compete. You know, I've had a change of heart. Evo kind of just blew up all those thoughts, you know? That idea that every character has a chance. This game, the more it's fleshed out, the stronger the top tiers get. Usually, it's the opposite. You know, usually like the characters that are seen as strong, we discover some flaws, some holes, and they're strong, but they're not overbearing. I think that's changed for sure. This game really has boiled down to the haves and have-nots. The drive mechanic in this game is very powerful. It's a lot more powerful than I gave it credit for. Drive rush in particular. Drive rush in neutral is insane. I don't think Street Fighter has ever had a mechanic this strong, where you are able to get in, like basically run through neutral and be plus in your opponent's face, or if they failed to check your drive rush, if they reacted too late, they have boomer reactions. If they were playing, you know, Third Strike back in the day, in the arcade days, they eat a full combo. I think what I want to base this tier list on is not just character strength, but also tournament viability. What characters are stable for a tournament environment? Evo highlighted that quite a bit. Without a doubt, the top three in this game, and honestly, I don't say in any order, they're just the best. These three are the best. They are the best. And I think they're the best by a lot. So Ken and Luke kind of share a very similar playstyle in that, you know, they excel in neutral, they have good fireballs, they have a reversal, and they have a cancelable crouching medium kick. Now, for Ken, he also has a way to just get in for free with Dragon Lash. And you might say, oh, well, you can DI that. Just perfect parry. Just check it, bro. Conqueror was doing it. Bro, the fact that you have to sit there and, like, wait for it, that's such a powerful tool. If you have a tool like that, that forces your opponent to actually look out for it, or else you get in for free, that by itself already makes your other tools way stronger. Why? Because that means they're not checking other shit, right? That means you can throw fireballs. They're not trying to react to the fireballs. That means you can drive rush. They're not really looking for that drive rush. They're looking for the Dragon Lash, or vice versa, right? Or just walk up and use your crouching medium kick into drive rush. Which crouching medium kick into drive rush, I've gone on tangents. I think that is broken. Characters that have that, it's just so incredibly powerful. The ability to stop somebody from walking in neutral for the fear of getting full comboed. Think about Karen in Street Fighter V, how much reward she got from a crouching medium kick confirm. Now, Karen had to confirm it, right? If she did it on block, then she really got nothing. A lot of times she got punished. But these characters, on block, they make you guess. And on hit, they get a full combo. I want to demonstrate what I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have been playing the game, you're familiar with this. This move right here. Why? Why does he have this? He has a decent fireball. He has a fireball that he can drive rush and get a combo. There's certain matchups where he does well in because he has this tool. He has this option. So he already has options to get in for free, and then you add Dragon Lash. This move is egregious. It should not be plus on block. Look at the distance it travels. On block, he forces you to guess. Am I gonna throw you? Or you teched? Ooh, get jumped in on nerd. Or just free pressure, right? On top of, obviously, his crouching medium kick drive rush, which is insane. His drive rush by itself, look how fast it is, man. I've been playing Marisa for a bit, and I thought her drive rush was fast, but Christ, this is way faster. He's got these neutral skip options. In tournament, he's a very stable character because you have a solid game plan, right? You have a solid game plan of your typical Shoto, fireball, poke, DP. But in tournaments, when the stakes are high, bro, at any point, you could just bust that out. And it's on your opponent to react. If they reacted too late, oh, too bad. Full combo, right? You have Dragon Lash as well. And what I saw Angry Bird do, that just looks so insane. My man was doing this. Drive Rush into Dragon Lash. Just as an extra, like, fuck you, you know? Like, oh, you try to check my run? Cool, eat that. Kaguru, he played this matchup to perfection, but look at what he had to do. My man had to get like, what, like 32 perfect parries in order to stop this. Think about it. That's what this character forces you to do. You have to like play to perfection in order to stop him from doing shit like this. And that's not even getting into his Jinrai shit, right? If your character doesn't have like a good option to blow it up, like if your character doesn't have a reversal, you're eating this. You're eating this all day. I think Ken is up there with the best as far as tournament viability. He is $1 million character for sure. He's just way too stable, and whenever he wants to, he can just turn on the Unga. He can just go Gorilla. Luke is similar. He doesn't have Dragon Lash. What he has are just amazing Gorilla buttons. Like, I think Luke's neutral is better than Ken's. Like when you just want to play some Fusis, right? Some traditional old school Street Fighter, he's probably the best at it in the game. Like if you want like a solid Shoto, Luke. But he's not just beating you with the traditional DP fireball bullshit. No. He is going in. Like this character, for some reason, they gave him gorilla damage and gorilla corner carry. Oh, that's something I didn't mention for Ken. Obviously, if Ken touches you, you're in the corner. Same thing with Luke. If Luke touches you, you're in the corner. And on top of that, the combo that he did to put you in the corner, that's like 40% of your health gone without needing super. You're in the corner and throw loops for days, right? I don't know the timing for his throw loop, but you get the point. Right? Holy shit, this is easy, never mind. Crouch and medium punch, this is plus some block for some reason, because why not? On a hit, you can confirm. Like, the character's just complete. Whatever you want in a Street Fighter character, Luke has. He's just that guy. He has all the tools, he has everything, he has all the answers. There's not one situation in this game where he doesn't have an answer to it. Like, he has it all. I mean, look at him. He looks privileged, right? 100%. Like, his dad's a CEO somewhere, and he already has, you know, he's the vice president of that company as soon as he turns 20-something. Like, the dude is born privileged. He is privileged. He is $1 million character. Best level 1 super in the game, 6 frame startup. I mean, punishes a lot of shit that other characters can't. And modern Luke is actually ridiculous too, because he has this 1-button super. If he has level 1 super stocked as modern, you can't do anything against him. You can't throw fireballs, you can't whiff buttons. He just blows you up with super. Yeah, this character he has it all. He has it all. Okay. Honestly, this is a character I've wanted to play too, just because of how powerful and simple he is. But I don't know, he just doesn't look fun either. Now, in the top 3, I put JP there, and you're thinking, wait, JP doesn't have crouching medium kick drive rush, doesn't have a crazy level 1 super. Like, he's kind of lacking from the other ones, right? But what he has, it more than makes up for it. This character dictates the pace of the match. Round 1 start, it's JP's game. You playing against JP, you have to play his game. You can't do your own shit. You have to play his game, regardless, right? For the JP player, that brings up so much peace of mind. Think about it, you gotta play the same way against everybody. Obviously, there's gonna be nuances, right? Matchup nuances. Every character has that, but your overall game plan does not change. You play the same fucking way. Your standard JP flowchart is strong enough to get you out of pools, 100%. Does he require execution? Does he require a lot of lab time? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's kind of it, right? He just kind of requires lap time. You turn the game into a single player game. He's very uninteractive. You run your shit and it's up to the opponent to stop you. Up to them to get in on you. Up to them to like navigate through all your shit. Like this game plan, if we're talking about like week 1, week 2, since the game released, this game plan was everything JPs were doing, right? And it was already very strong. Like, very hard to stop. You have to perfect parry. Like, the onus is on you to have the answers for it. You have to lab how to fight against JP more than he has to lab how to fight you. He's that type of character. But the meta has evolved. Kakeru, Sonic Fox as well. I think Sonic Fox was doing this early on. But they have developed a more evil, sinister game plan with JP, which is really this fucking thing. This fucking thing is so overlooked. People are complaining about his amnesia, which is absolutely broken. I mean, amnesia is cancer. Like, there's no way it should beat throws, and there's no way that if you actually go for a throw on him while he's in the corner, you die, you explode, you blow, you lose a round. If he's in the corner, you can't throw him. You can't. If he goes for this and you throw him, GG, shake my hand. So when he's in the corner, he's chilling, you know, he's jabbing, whatever. He doesn't have to tech. He never has a tech. Because why the fuck would you ever throw away the round going for a throw on him? So that move, people are complaining about it, rightfully so, but I don't see anybody talk about this. Bro, when he puts this thing out, the neutral is his. This is, like, you can't do anything. You can't commit a neutral, right? Week 1, week 2 of Street Fighter, maybe like lower level JPs, what they do is they throw us out and immediately teleport. Hee marble, and yeah, the teleport, brother, I cross him up somehow. That crossed up randomly. Like, sometimes he lands, he's like right here, but lands behind you. Or like, it's got like weird interactions like that. Like, you have to challenge him in the air. You have to like actually jump and hit him while he's up there, because you're not going to block this shit. But that was like week 1, week 2. Week 1, week 2 strategy of just teleporting is still strong. The meta right now is just letting it stay there. Just letting it fucking hover over you. When it's on top of you, what do you do? Like, you're facing that. What do you do? Do you rush in? Do you like turtle up? What do you do? It doesn't matter. There's no good answer. There's no good answer. There's nothing you can do to just stop this. Once he has that out, the whole screen is his. He won footsies. He won neutral. He won Street Fighter. He's the best. I don't think there's a situation in this game like more fucked in neutral than when he does that. I mean, obviously, when he does this, that's more fun. But this right here is insane. If you see top level JPs, they abuse the fuck out of that. They don't teleport, they just kind of walk you down. They kind of walk you down, and if you manage to get hit by it, boom, they just blow you up. You die. That move is insane. It is insane. It forces you to turtle up, you can't commit anything in neutral. You auto wins. So with this game plan, JP having such powerful tools, being able to play your game regardless of the matchup, forcing other people to play your game as well, there's no way he's not one of the best tournament characters. A lot of people place him in A tier or what have you. They won't even place him in top 5. I think he's top 3. This character is obscene. People are saying, oh, but he has hard matchups. What hard matchups? Who actually beats JP? Cammy? People are saying Cammy. How are Cammys faring against JP? Huh? Like, if his hardest matchups are like 5-5s, they're not hard matchups. They're not hard matchups, man. Sim? No, hell no. People say Dee Jay. Yeah, people say all these things, but at the end of the day, this character does better than all those characters in tournaments. I'm not just talking about Kakeru. In Evo, top 96 had, what was it, like a fourth of them were JPs. Top 24 had 6 of them. Like, the character does very well in tournaments. Where are his hard matchups? Did they all get lucky, not face a single hard matchup? No, this character has no actual hard matchups. I think these 3 are an S, just $1 million characters. I think right below them, I put Juri up there. Juri, I mean, we don't need to really describe why this character is fucking auto footsies. She is like the easiest top tier character to play. She's Fisher Price levels of easy. You can teach a toddler to play Juri and do well with her. Like, the character plays herself, honestly. Bro, this character, nice. You're winning footsies. Good shit, bro. Wow, your neutral's so sick. Or even better. Damn, you're so good. So good. right? You don't really need to know much with this character. She is very straightforward. Strings are very straightforward. Most complex thing about her is definitely her level 2 Feng Shui engine. Outside of that, I mean, the character is very simple. Any Juri main will admit that. And that's fine, right? That's fine. Like, she has a very strong strategy, very hard to stop, and a lot of her matchups are very easy because the other character just has no good way of stopping this. Yeah, how do you fireball there? Oh yeah, I'm not even talking about her EX fireball. This thing's just ridiculous. Auto win footsies. Auto win footsies. Yeah, the character deserves to be up there. I don't think she's at the very top. I wouldn't put her as like absolute S tier because her game plan, as simple as it is, the other characters kind of do similar things but better, right? Ken has a better neutral skip. He has better fireballs. Her fireball also loses to other fireballs. So she has interactions where she loses. And on top of that, she doesn't have the gorilla damage and gorilla corner carry that Luke and Ken have. Like, those two characters, if they touch you, you're in the corner. Juri has to touch you like twice. That's one less interaction than the others, which could mean a lot. She's still good, she's still very solid, and she could 100% be a $1 million character. She's just not as strong as the other three. Street Fighter 4, Juri was one of the hardest characters in the game. Was she really? Was she? Alright, next up. And these are in no order. Like, Guile and Dee Jay are up here for sure. But Guile, I mean, Guile, we already know what he does. My man has had the same two moves for 30 years. Sonic Boom and Flash Kick. What else is there to say? Super solid game plan, very stable. What makes Guile so good is that he kind of negates a lot of the monkey. A lot of the gorilla shit, like raw drive rush against Guile, is not that good because Sonic Boom, right? He always has that presence of Sonic Boom. So he negates a lot of the random shit going on. Flash Kick punishes a lot of shit that other moves don't. His normals are insane. Crouching medium kick. The fact that crouching medium kick on counter hit combos into flash kick is ridiculous, man. That shit should be illegal. I have no idea why they even left that on from the beta. They said that they nerfed his crouching medium kick. I don't see shit. Like, that move is still insane. That normal still busted. All his buttons are really good. Right? That's always been the case. Guile has always had really good buttons to make up for the fact that the dude only has 2 moves. He's very stable. Very stable. But he doesn't abuse the system as well as the others, as these, right? Like, JP is a better zoner than Guile. Granted, JP doesn't stop Monkey Drive Rush as well as Guile, but JP has his other strengths, right? Like, Guile, what really has him here is just matchup stability. Most of his matchups will play the same. He throws out Boom, and it's up to you to deal with it. Can't drive rush over it. You know, you have to jump against him. You have to take that risk and jump against them. Or, you know, if you're blessed and have a good anti-fireball move, you can go through it. But other than that, he's not as powerful as the other characters, man. I mean, who is dominating with Guile right now? We have Kava and we have Du. I mean, granted, they both do really well at tournaments. Du is a god. But that's why he's up here, right? It doesn't mean that, holy shit, he can't win anything. No, that just means that power level, just lower than these guys, but still very, very powerful. JP existing holds Guile back. Yeah, exactly. Guile has bad matchups too. Guile loses to JP. I'm sure he loses to other characters too, but JP is a big one. If your character can't fight JP well, that's rough in tournaments. Because you're going to fight JPs. You are going to fight several JPs. Dude, in my Evo run, I fought like 4 JPs. Everybody in there did. Everybody also lost to a JP. I lost to Ryusei, and when you walk around and talk to people, everybody lost to a JP. Just whoever. Name a JP, they lost to that JP. So this character is going to be seen in tournaments, and that makes it a bit rougher for Guile mains. But I share no sympathy, because Guile's default game plan just absolutely dumps on 80% of the cast. Yeah, it's like some matches are straight up unfair versus Guile, and that's just kind of his archetype, right? I think up here, Cammy's Cammy, right? Cammy has, I'm gonna show you actually. So Cammy, week 1, people are saying, oh, her damage shit, but we all know that's not true, right? Maybe compare to Marisa for Luke. But her damage is good enough. I mean, we've seen Punk do crazy amount of damage off a dive kick, off a jab, off anything, right? Like the character does damage. She also has this blessed move called crouching mute kick into drive rush. Bro, this by itself is insane. This by itself like propels characters a lot higher than they should be. Her buttons are great. This button by itself, it's annoying as hell to deal with. If you block it, like this character's gonna burn you out because he's just chipping at your drive gauge. She puts you in the corner super quickly as well. Like her ground game's already good. Her drive rush is pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's as good as the best, but I think it's right under it. I mean, she has that where her drive rush is fast at first and really slows down later, but you're not gonna drive rush from here. You're drive rushing from here, right? I think this is the best dive kick Cammy's had in any game, any Street Fighter game. That includes 4, 5. And what makes this dive kick so good? Well, the height restriction is a lot lower, but a big thing is the punish counter on dive kick. So in other Street Fighter games, as a Cammy player, you have to space your dive kick perfectly, right? Or at least well enough. Because a lot of times if people try to anti-air you with a button and you hit that button, if it was too high up, you couldn't combo. Right? So you gotta hit, sure you're in, but you can't really combo off of it. Now it's different. Now if you try to anti-air it with a button and she dive kicks you, so if she does this, if she jumps, and you try to anti-air her, right? Because you don't want her to jump in on you, and she decides to dive kick, she gets a punish counter. +7. Look at that. She gets a free combo. Every time. Every time. Every time she gets a punish counter dive kick, it's a free combo. Even if it's terribly spaced. Look at that, +6. I hit this dude's braids and she's still +6. That's insane. That's something Cammy has never had before. And what it creates is there's a real mental sack against this character because you have to worry about the air because she's just going to jump in at you for free. That it makes her ground game so much stronger because you're not really too focused on it, right? She can get away with shit like this, you know, or just walk you down. And if she sees that, holy shit, you're paying attention to the ground, I'm just going to jump in at you. She has that added layer that other characters really don't. Dee Jay's definitely up here. Although, you know, Dee Jay has flaws for sure. Yeah, Dee Jay up here. I think his power level is a bit lower than these guys, I'd say. I wouldn't put this in order. I mean, if I was to order the A tier, I might switch it around, like, you know, Juri like here, maybe here. Yeah, this feels more about it, more about right. But Dee Jay, I mean, we all know it, right? There's memes about it. His drive rush is insane. His drive rush is literally a teleport. You're not gonna fucking react to that. Anyone that says that they're reacting is either lying or they're going to get hit with the most fucked up move. Like the fact that his sway goes through potential checks to his drive rush, and if he gets a punish counter, he just makes you explode, is insane. His drive rush is definitely the best in the game. Not only the fastest, but he has the best options out of it. Just sway alone. If you guys have watched SFL Japan, you've seen the Japanese DJs cooking, and that's all they do. They just drive rush in your face, and either drive rush jab, drive rush throw, or just drive rush sway. So if you do actually end up reacting to his drive rush and you try to check it with a button, you explode. Like punish counter and you die. His damage output is insane. His damage output is up there. I think his and Marisa's probably have the highest damage output. I could be wrong, but it just feels like anytime he lands anything, even a jab, you explode. And he has great corner carry. He has a fucking dive kick as well. Like if we look at his tool set, like, he has this move. It's really hard to deal with for a lot of characters. Not as good as Cammy's dive kick, but it's still really fucking strong. His fireball is decent. It's not a Guile Sonic Boom, but it's decent enough to like help out his game, right? He has a little mini game where if you're trying to parry his fireballs, he can just do a fake, and there you are trying to parry it. Nothing happens. You're just burning your drive gauge. Or I've seen some DJs, you know, go up and throw your parry. That's kind of week 1, week 2 stuff. It's still strong. This right here, man. Oh, you actually reacted to his drive rush? You die. Look how fast this is, man. This is a jump scare. This is a fucking jump scare. Anti-air. You know, he has a DP, reversal. It's decent. I wouldn't say it's the best. He has a lot of shenanigans. You know, a lot of tricky stuff that he can do. But that's not why he's up here. It's mostly his damage output and his drive rush, right? Because he just controls so much of the screen with this threat. Fireballs to control neutral. You got to play around them. And when you're least expecting it, boom. Main thing holding him back is he doesn't have a crouching medium kick into drive rush. Sure, his crouching medium kick is a sweep. And it's -6 on block because fuck you, that's why. But it doesn't really lead to anything. He gets pressure out of it, cool. But if we compare his crouching medium kick to the other crouching medium kicks, like the other crouching medium kicks, you die. If Ken hits you with a crouching medium kick, you're in the corner and you're getting thrown looped and you probably lost a round. Same with Luke. You know, these other crouching medium kicks are so much better that they, just make this look decent at best. Great buttons, but none of them are cancelable. So DJ runs this risk in this game that is called getting random DI'd. Bro, DIs against DJ are actually a threat. Like, he has to look out for them. He can't just throw out buttons or else he gets blown up. As opposed to like Luke and Ken, Juri as well, who their buttons that they throw out are cancelable. So if you DI their button, they just DI you back. DJ doesn't have that privilege. He has to be always looking for a DI. So that's a big weakness that he has. And his anti-airs are kind of inconsistent too. If he doesn't have charge, his anti-air is a standing anti-air. Granted, it has a great hitbox. Standing anti-airs means that you have to do them a lot earlier. If you react late to a jump in, you're not gonna anti-air that. You have to block it or try to parry it. You know, like anything that isn't an anti-air. I think Chun is up here, right below them. Chun has all the tools. She has great normals. She has crouching medium kick into drive rush. She has fireball into drive rush, which is insane. Super cheap, unfair mechanic. Anti-airs, really good anti-airs. Her supers are insane. Level 2 super is probably the best level 2 super in the game. And we've already seen what modern Chun can do as well when she has access to 1-button DPs and 1-button supers. Like, this character is, I feel, is very complete in the sense of like the standard Street Fighter tools. She has very good standard Street Fighter tools. But she doesn't have what these guys have, right? She doesn't have that like super unfair factor. She doesn't force, you know, jump scares like these guys. She can't just drive rush in your face. Her drive rush is actually very fair, which is why, you know, she's down here. If she had a good drive rush, she would be fucking S tier for sure. But her drive rush being limited really puts her down here. Her anti-air, if you're not on modern, is iffy. Down while like walking around in Street Fighter, like it's not that easy. Because if you're walking forward, you know, playing some fusies, if someone jumps, like it's so awkward to down. Even on hitbox, like that shit is awkward. It's much easier to input a DP while walking than it is her anti-air. Even though DP is more inputs, it's just a lot simpler because they already start with forward, right? She has great corner carry though. She has great corner carry. If she touches you, you're in the corner for sure. She has safe jumps. Like, she has very good pressure tools. No real throw loop kind of hurts her because the game is really, you know, how fast you get somebody in the corner and just throw loop them to death. Like, that's basically the aggression side, the offense of this game boiled down. She's lacking a very crucial aspect of that. She more than makes up for it with her walk speed. Actually, I wouldn't say she more than makes up for it because it is still lacking. Her walk speed makes it so that when she has you in the corner and she throws you, she still threatens you. She still threatens like walk up button or walk up shimmy. But I mean, Christ, she runs the risk of you just waking up jab and her getting knocked down from it. You know, she gets jabbed by Luke or Ken on wake up. She's in the corner. She's in the opposite corner and she's guessing for her life. So yeah, she's still really good, but she does have some flaws. Blanka's up here. Blanka, I mean, we've shown what Lena has done. The character's insane. Bro, I hate the fact that Blanka's good. Why is Blanka good, man? Blanka shouldn't be good. This is a troll character. Anyone that plays Blanka is trying to fucking troll you. They're just trying to piss you off. There's no Blanka main out there that will legit tell you that, oh no, I love Blanka. You know, I just love his playstyle. Like, the lore really speaks to me. I just love his character design. Nobody has ever said that. They're trolls, right? They want to troll you. They want to piss people off and they play his character. I don't know why he's good. but Capcom decided to make him good. They gave him a marble assist for some reason. He gets his own little sentinel drone. He knocks you down, puts you in the corner, throws out his little doll, and time to guess. And he gets multiple of those. It's insane that, like, the amount of damage that he gets from it, and it loops into itself. And on top of that, like, his basic game plan is so simple too. Blanka ball kind of negates a lot of the Unga as well. Like, you can't really like freely drive rush at Blanka while he's charging because you'll just eat ball, right? So you have to respect it. So you can't really play Unga against him, but he gets to play Unga against you, which, I mean, that sucks, right? But I mean, that's why I put him up here. Obviously, he has flaws. His buttons are good, but not blow you up if they touch you good. You know, you're not gonna die if you eat a crouching medium kick from Blanka as you would, you know, these characters. His drive rush is decent, but it's not, you know, he doesn't have like huge threats from it. If he gets a drive rush in, he's not gonna blow you up from it. His main thing is his game plan just kind of cancels out a lot of other characters' game plans. You have to play around Blanka ball. You have to, you know, either you have a move that deals with it, or you try to have like perfect parry it, and then he can do stupid shit like, you know, do a light ball or medium ball in front of you and throw your parry if you try to actually parry it. So very strong, simple game plan, and of course his little marble assist. Outside of that, I mean, what else can you say about Blanka? Dude, he has tricks for days. He's a character that if you don't know the matchup, you're gonna lose, like, for free. And Manon has been abusing that too. Like, I respect the fact that Manon saw this character and he's like, holy shit, this character has so many bullshit tools. I bet you anything, like, nobody's gonna know how to deal with them. And I mean, my man, he will counterpick you if he thinks you don't know the matchup, and most of the time he's right. Most of the time he's absolutely right. I think Marisa deserves to be up here. I've been messing around with Marisa for a bit, and she has flaws. Let me tell you, she has flaws. She doesn't have the best, like, buttons. How do I explain this? Let me just show you. Her neutral is kind of iffy, right? Because her neutral, she doesn't have like great buttons to keep you at bay and deal high damage. Outside of this button right here, this button's egregious. This is probably, as far as like mediums go, the best risk reward for any medium. But I'll get into that a little bit later. Her buttons, like, they don't lead to a lot unless she gets like a punish counter. If she gets a whiff punish, you're dead, right? Punish counter this into bum 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 bum. I mean, we've seen the clips, we've seen the turtle clips. This character kills you. But her neutral is just iffy, and she has a huge glaring flaw in her anti-air. Every single top Marisa player, from Big Bird to Shudo, all of them get jumped in on. All of them. Every single one of them. There's not one where it's like, holy shit, they just anti-aired 100% of the time. That's not a thing. I can't say the same about like Ken and Luke, like, you know, those guys. Like, top players for those guys will anti-air 100% of the time because their anti-air is consistent. Marisa has to rely on a super slow crouching fierce that it's very difficult to anti-air really good jumping buttons. Brother. What? What? Like, you have to react so early. If you react a little bit late, look at that. Look at that! So what do you have to do against these jump-ins? Gladius. And obviously she has other options. You know, she can do this, she can air. But that's the thing, right? She doesn't have like one go-to anti-air that just beats everything. You have to really focus on it, and you have to do these tools like early enough. So she can get abused, she can get bullied. Okay, those are the cons, right? But holy shit, the pros. So why is she up here? Bro, you die. If she hits you, you die. You lose the round. Christ, I don't know how many games I've had where I've just been getting washed, jumped in on, like, you know, I've been getting outplayed. And then I land a hit and they die. They explode. Dude, she does Abigail levels of damage. The amount of damage this character does is absurd. Like, if you dare, like, let's say she gets a string on you, right? Let's do this. Just so to put things into perspective. If she gets a pressure string or gets a knockdown, hold on, we're getting it. You lost. You woke up DP once against her, you lost a round. GG, shake my hand. That's it. That's it. right? Oh, you don't want to wake up DP against her? Okay, I'm just gonna scoop your ass. Like, look at the amount of damage she does is insane. Bro, it's abnormal. Like, this is like season 3 Abigail levels of damage. If you guys remember Abigail, he did the same shit, right? One knockdown, if he had a V-trigger, not even knockdown, if he, well actually yeah, if he made you block like a sweep into activation and he scooped you, the next interaction he wins. These are two interaction characters. That's it. You get 2 guesses, that's it. That's it and that's all. You guess wrong, GG, shake my hand. Insane. Fucking sane. Obviously, outside of her damage, she has really strong tools. Like Gladius is, dude, this thing is so good. It's so toxic to deal with. This thing's plus on whiff. Like, I don't know how many times people try to whiff punish this just to do it slightly late, and then they lose a round because I whiff punish them. Or if they're in range to whiff punish her like Gladius, she just charges a fierce one, and boom, you're in the corner, guess for game. She has all these different scenarios where she forces you to guess for the game. You guess wrong, you lose. GG, shake my hand. So why am I not putting him in B tier? There's a huge gap. There's a huge gap. This is the haves and have-nots. This is being born in America and this is being born in a third world country. You know, there's huge gaps. I mean, you have it good, man. You have it good. You have running water. You have gigabit internet and shit. These guys are fighting for their life. I'll start off with Manon. Bro, Manon, I love this character. You guys know it. This is the character that I started playing the game with. She's fun. She's really fun. I love how she plays. But Christ, is she flawed. Honestly, I knew it, but I wanted to believe. You know, I'm stubborn. I'm really stubborn, and I wanted to believe. Because she has really good tools, man. She has great buttons. Like, this stand short, one of the farthest reaching stand shorts, can drive cancel from it. Her crouching medium kick, one of the farthest reaching crouching medium kicks. Stand roundhouse is insane. Like, she has great tools. Far reaching command throw. Like, she has all these things. But Christ, what she is lacking. I'm just going to show something, and it's going to highlight everything. What is that? What is that, brother? What is this? How on earth are you telling me this is a thing? Bro, she spins in place. She literally spins in place and starts la-la-laing like mid-screen. Her drive rush is really bad. We all know that. At this range, it's decent, but she doesn't really get anything off of it, you know? She lands a hit. She really doesn't get much. She gets this. Look at the damage, 1800. Sure, she's in range for a command throw, but so what? So you're telling me that I have to command throw? I have to risk the round to get more damage? So, not even 2k damage, right? And if Luke or Christ, if Marisa backdashes, you lose a round because you want to squeeze out a bit more damage. Because you have to, right? You have to go for command throws with this character. Like, her other options, like, she doesn't get real oaky off most of her shit. She doesn't get real, like, pressure. You can't command throw, drive rush into another command throw. Look how slow that is. You're not in range, so you have to do the slow-ass drive rush and hope your opponent just stands still. Hopefully, they just stare at you and, like, you know, they're confused. Oh, what is this girl doing? What is this French girl doing? She doesn't have that threat. Her mix-up on knockdown is very flawed because there's a lot of ways that it can get blown up. Outside of just holding up, obviously, a button interrupts that. She has options to beat the button, but those options aren't damaging. As opposed to, let's say, Marisa. If she knocks you down and you wake up button, you lose the round, right? She gets enormous damage. She gets 4k off that. Manon can barely hit 2k. I think her damage being so lackluster is a big reason why she's down here. Let's say she keeps her shit drive rush. Let's say, you know, we don't buff that, we don't touch that. But if we buff her damage, she can compete. Because that means she has to win less interactions. Right now, she has to win so many interactions. I have to whiff punish somebody so many times and just get little bits of damage here and there, get a medal here and there, just for them to hit me with a low forward drive rush and I'm in the corner and I lose a round. She doesn't have that threat. And it's sad to say, because I really like this character. Hopefully next season, Capcom treats her better. But yeah, she's in a rough spot. I think she does do well in a lot of matchups. I'm not gonna stop playing her altogether. I'm gonna keep her for certain matchups. But just maining Manon alone, it's a really hard time if you actually want to compete and like win tournaments. You're gonna have a really rough time. You're gonna have to outplay your opponent a lot of times. So that's primarily why I think she's down here. Who are the characters who are rough? What up, Flash? Who are rough for Manon? Who beats Manon? Bro, I think these three beat Manon. Guile, Juri, maybe Chun. Balsam, I think, gives her a rough time. Yeah, she has a lot of bad matchups, and the worst part is that she loses to the best characters in the game. So that's even worse. If your character has bad matchups, but they do well against the top tier, you're good. You're Gucci, right? For a tournament character, that's really good. That's kind of what you want. Like if you're gonna pick somebody that's not at the top, as long as they fight the top characters well. She doesn't. She struggles. I think against Ken, it can be okay, but you still have to outplay Ken so many times. Dude, like the amount of whip punishes I have to land are insane. Just so they can hit me once and we're even. Blanka versus Manon. Maybe that's bad. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't played against you, but I do pretty well against all the other Blankas with Manon. It could be a losing matchup. I mean, jump back air ball is... I mean, that's insane. That's a broken ass move. And again, these guys, they're not in any order. I think they're all kind of in the same struggle bus. Oh, Rashid isn't in here, huh? Oh shit, what happened to Rashid? I guess he wasn't added in here. Rashid, I'd put him in here. I wouldn't put him with these characters. I think he still struggles. Rashid's cool. He can do cool stuff. I think Rashid, I'll leave him out of it because he's still very unexplored. But early thoughts so far is he lacks a lot of the tools. He has a DP, he has a cancelable crouching medium kick, and his drive rush is pretty good. But his buttons are so stubby. His game plan just seems pretty unstable right now because his neutral isn't stable. If you rely on slow fireballs for your neutral, it's already unstable, man. You're one jump from Marisa away from losing. You know, it's not a winning strategy. Yeah, the game is balanced. Exactly. If you're playing, so these are the characters that are playing the game. These characters are in the game. You're playing Street Fighter 6. These characters are enjoying Street Fighter 6. Drive Rush is great. We're all having a great time. These other characters are struggling. They are struggling because we're not playing the same game, bro. We're not. It's different. The game they're playing, they're trying to play Street Fighter where everyone else is playing Street Fighter 6. They're trying to just, footsie getting out when people are like fucking teleporting in their face, jump scares into punish counter into game, or you get hit once and you're in the corner and guess for your game, or guess for your life, It's a different game these guys are playing. Ryu, I mean, why the hell would you ever play Ryu again? Like, he's got drive rush, kinda. He's got crouching medium kick drivers. He gets nothing out of it. He has big boy damage, but that's yeah. I don't know. He's just so meh. Why on earth would he play Ryu over these guys? He doesn't exist in this game. He has nothing that makes him stand out over Ken and Luke. Nothing. There's not one tool where like, holy shit, like he has this and it's really powerful and it's better than these guys. He has a worse fireball than Luke, worse buttons than Ken and Luke. What does he have? His damage isn't as good as these guys either. What does he have? Denjin? The fuck, dude? You're telling me that he needs to power up in order to like do something, and even that's a one-time thing. He throws one fireball and that's gone. This dude is struggle city for sure. I don't know if there's Ryu players out there. I think it's because they don't know that Luke and Ken exist. They don't know. They're OGs. These guys, they're in their fucking 40s and their 50s. They've been playing in the arcades and they don't know that these other guys exist. Honda, there's a tournament tier list. I think if this was like a scrub killer tier list, Honda would be S++. This character deletes you if you've never labbed against him. His game plan is another fucking Fisher Price level of dumb. It's child friendly. He's kid friendly, right? He has a sippy cup and shit. Like anybody can play this character and do good against anybody that hasn't labbed the matchup. And even if you have labbed the matchup, he's still hard to deal with. This character is literally perfect parry the mini game. Can you perfect parry headbutt? Oh, you can't? Okay. GG, shake my hand. Dumb. Like zero IQ, like just dumb. Right? At first, during the first week or so, we thought he was going to be like A tier because, first week, we kind of sucked that perfect parrying and shit, right? Now, I mean, people do it in their sleep. Perfect parrying headbutt is not hard. Like, we've played against enough Hondas to really get that timing down, and perfect parry really does hurt that game quite a bit. Obviously, he can vary the timing on his headbutts and what have you, but the risk reward off of it for a lot of these characters isn't that great. If Ken or Luke perfect parries your headbutt, you're in the corner. JP perfect parries it, same thing. Plus he sets up his things and, you know, starts playing anime. Like, these characters have great reward from perfect parrying the headbutt. Other characters, not so much. I think he excels against characters that don't really get too much out of a perfect parry because, you know, he can just abuse it. Like, okay, whatever. You get 200 damage, I'll just keep doing it. Outside of that, his game plan's so linear. You know what he's gonna do. It's whether or not you know how to stop it, and if you do, then it's not that difficult. Dalsum, Dalsum is Dalsum, bro, and the character that's just so unga, that absolutely encourages Monkey. Dalsum just doesn't have it, man. He just feels so unstable. He feels like you have to play perfect. And guess what? In a tournament, you're not going to play perfect. You're going to make a mistake, and Ken is going to Dragon Lash, and you're in the corner, and you lose. He's too unstable, man. I mean, Dalsum, I think I'd rather have a Dalsum that's not top tier. Because if Dalsum's top tier, that means the game's miserable to play. That means nobody's having fun. Because you're just eating limbs from full screen and you're just getting frustrated. I'd rather have Dalsum, like, kind of in the lower tier. Makes the game a bit funner, but I feel for the Dalsum mains. They're trying to make him work, you know? F-Champ, Ryan, he's out there putting work. A few others too, but tournament viability, he's just not it. He ain't it. And why would you play, if you want to say like, well, I want to play a zoner, why not play JP? JP's a much better zoner than Dalsum. JP is much better at keeping you away than Dalsum. And on top of that, this dude is anime. He blows you, he literally incinerates your health if he gets in. Dalsum, his combos all require drive meter. They do barely any damage. Setups are whack. Like, the character just struggles, man. You have to really play. You have to be flawless in your execution. And you have to pray that the person doesn't know the matchup. Now, that is something that Dalsum does excel at. He's one of those characters where if you don't know the matchup, you can get blown up really quickly. You're just going to run into limbs. But also, if you don't know the matchup and you play one of these characters, if you get lucky with a drive rush you're in, you just literally steal the round from him. It doesn't matter that you have 0 lap time against Dalsum, you can still take it. Just like that. So I think he's playing a different game, man. He's not playing Street Fighter 6. Sucks to suck. Kimberly. Oh man, I played Kimberly during the beta. She's really fun. I don't know why they took her reversal from the beta. I think the Twitter mob actually got to Capcom and they made a change. They took away her reversal. Now she's just so mid. She's not bad, she's just mid. Her damage is mid. Her buttons are mid. Like, everything she does is just so mid. Like, why would you play like a fast, like, mix-up character? Like, why would you play Kimberly when you can play Dee Jay, Juri? You can play literally any of these guys. They do what she wants to do, but better. Blanka has way better setups than her paint can setups in the corner, and he gets 3 of them per round. She gets 2, and she has to recharge them if you use them. Yeah. It's swag what they did to Kimberly. She still got sauce. I know Diaphragm out there cooking, but Christ, do you have to work with this character? No reversal is so bad. Her reversals, supers, are actually probably the worst in the game because they're so slow. I don't know if you knew this, but you could meaty, like if you time your jab on her wake up, you can block her level 1 and her level 2 super. She has a level 3 on wake up in order to beat a meaty jab. That's terrible. That is fucking terrible. Sucks to suck. Character's super fun, but she's just not it. Jamie, would I put him here? I mean, fuck it, I'll put him here. Jamie, he's cool. I like Jamie. He has some Street Fighter 6 stuff. His drive rush is really strong. Drive rush into Fierce is ridiculous. That thing goes like half screen and it's really hard to check. He has crouching medium kick into drive rush as well. He's got a reversal. Like, he's got tools, but a lot of them, the best ones are locked away behind his alcohol consumption. How drunk is Jamie? Sober Jamie's ass. Sober Jamie's not the move. Like, my man needs to be partied up. He needs a few mojitos on him before he really starts playing. His buttons are just mid. Like, if he's sober, he has no dive kick, he has no command throw, he just has like these mid tools. His damage is also pathetic. Like, he probably has the worst and lowest damage output in the entire cast if he's sober. Which sucks, you know? Because the mechanic for his drinks, it's kind of a shit decision that you have to make as Jamie. Because when you land a hit, you have to decide if you want pressure or if you want drinks. You don't get both unless you unless you spend a bar and they're in the corner. You don't get both. You get a pick. So when you're fighting against Jamie and he lands a hit, okay, he got a drink. Now what? You're full screen. Now you have to do all this shit all over again, right? And try to get it. Or some of them will try to like sneak drinks in. I don't even know how it's gonna have for drink, honestly. Like down something. Whatever. But he goes full screen and drinks against some characters, but against the top tier, dude, they're just gonna drive rush you. And sure, he has crouching medium kick into drive rush, but it leads to nothing. It actually leads to nothing. No damage, and either you take Oki, or okay, you take a mix-up, or you take a drink. And if you take a mix-up, that means you're going to be level 1. That means you're going to be doing no damage. Like, pitiful damage. Like, he doesn't even get it, like, his cool target combo when he's level 1. Alt F4 for drinks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the character's struggling, for sure. He's cool. If he's level 3. At level 3, he's really good. But good luck getting to level 3 against the top tiers in this game. Against the characters that are actually playing the game. Yeah, I mean, we know it. It doesn't matter what order they're in. These two are the worst characters. Guile and Lily. Where do I start? Guile, he's got SPD. That's it. He's got an SPD that does 3,400 damage. After he lands that SPD, he gets nothing. He gets nothing. He doesn't get drive rush mix-ups, drive rush pressure. You're done. You take that SPD and now he's got to play neutral again. And his neutral is decent. I say decent because he's got some good buttons, but that's it. He has nothing in neutral to really scare you. It actually sucks to suck, huh? It does sucks to suck. The sucks to suck tier. It does suck to suck, honestly. His drive rush in neutral is mid. He gets like no conversion, like no button into drive rush that's gonna give him big damage. Crouching medium punch maybe, but it's like so ass. Like the button's like so slow, super whiff punishable. Like playing against Guile and neutral, you're never terrified. He's got to random you out. He really does. He's got to just go for random DIs in neutral. He's got to go for random sweeps. Like he has to take huge gambles in neutral just to get in, land an SPD, and then he has to do it all over again. Bro, that's not a real character. That isn't. His tools are also really flawed. His lariat is so mid against jump-ins. Guile historically has been, like, he's always had, like, brain-dead defense, right? For jump-ins, a toddler can anti with Guile. Just press the 3 buttons. That thing, the lariat whiffs on cross-ups. It doesn't hit behind him. He's got to auto-correct that. So, like, in scramble situations, there are moments where his lariat just whiffs and he dies. Combos are also super inconsistent. Granted, like, if he lands a hit into combo, like, he does big damage. But that's a big if. How is he going to land it? How is he going to land a hit versus these guys? Christ, tell me how he's going to land it against JP. I've never seen this matchup, and I hope I never do, because I just feel pain. I would feel absolute pain. This just looks unwinnable. But yeah, Guile. Sucks to suck, man. Not even talking about like his supers. How his level 1 super doesn't even like it's supposed to be an anti-air super and it doesn't even anti-air. His level 2 super just loses to random shit too. His level 3 is good. I'll give him that. Okay, so his level 3 is the only redeeming quality that he has. Because that super is robbery. Absolute robbery. And it's so easy to land to. Like you can just drive rush into somebody's face and do it. Like button into drive rush and then just do it. Yo, Brian with the big raid. I appreciate you, brother. Move JP down a tier. Bro, oh, we're on that. Are we downplaying? No, brother. You already know that your character's broken. You know your character's broken, that's why you're playing this character. JP's busted. Let's be real. This is like peak alpha tournament character. Eternal JP down player. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Bro. I mean, you're not used to playing S tier. usually pick like either right below or like down here. This is the first time you've experienced real power, and I bet you're fucking loving it. Like, this character is stress-free. This character, as long as you lab stuff, like, he turns rounds into single-player games. Super uninteractive. Season 2 ROG was real. Season 2 ROG was like matchup check, explosive power, but you have stability now. Season 2 ROG wasn't stable. He got bodied by a lot of things in the game. You have true stability, and the fact that this character, Season 2 ROG, felt more powerful. I mean, he had a nuke. Dude, so does JP. JP's nuke is literally any hit. I mean, I'm sure you have most of the combos down, but I don't know why a zoner, quote unquote, should take away 70% of your health if they touch you. Or dare you try to land a throw against him while he's in the corner. If you try to land a throw against him while he's in the corner, you lost a round. GG, shake my hand. No, I'm not. This character's up here. Like, one of the most tournament viable. Some might argue he is the most tournament viable character. But I think this is like for tournament stability, these three for sure. They'll get you a million. The only one I'm not sure, Juri I might put down here. I don't know if she belongs up here, but I'll keep her here just because she's so damn easy. Like a toddler could literally play Juri and do good. I'd drop Luke to high A tier. Yeah, that's not happening. But brother, this character is, he has everything. He has every tool in the game. Like, there's no way he's not S tier. And he has like the best version of those tools too. Only thing he's missing is Dragon Lash. Ken has that, but he's got a better fireball than Ken, and he's got, you know, higher damage, and he's got some pros over Ken. But I think these three are like equally as good. I wouldn't say there's like one character that just stands above the rest. I think there's several that kind of like stay in that same power level. But yeah, Keith sucks. Lily, I mean, Christ, dude. Actually, no, I said Jamie level 1 had the worst damage in the game. I think Lily does. Lily's damage output is fucking pathetic, dude. Her combos start off with jabs. Yo, memers with the raid. Thank you, homie. Appreciate you, brother. We're just going over a post-Evo tier list here. Lily's fucking bad. Lily is, yeah, she's really bad. Bro, the fact that, dude, I was lied to. I remember Justin was playing the pre-release version of the game. I asked him, hey bro, who should I play? And he told me Lily. He's like, dude, Lily's it. Lily's got crazy buttons. She fits your playstyle. Dude, her Spire is like step kick, but it's full screen. Like, this character was talked up. Do you guys remember that? Like, previous to the release, when some people, some of the streamers got to play the game early, everybody ranked Lily as the best grappler. They said her buttons were insane, and her win stock mechanic was so strong. Where are they now? Where the fuck are they now, dude? This character has no fucking combos to start off with. Her combos do less than Luke crouching medium punch into Knuckle. You know, like, her combos are terrible. Her buttons are also terrible. Dude, I thought she was gonna have crazy buttons. She has clubs. I thought her buttons were gonna be insane. How does she have stubbier normals than like Jamie? How does Jamie outreach her? How does Kimberly outreach her? I don't get it. Hating their fans who made them play her for 2 minutes. Okay, dude, so yeah, that's my bad, Renzo, my bad. Yeah, kind of had an intervention in Renzo, aka Peru. Told his ass to play Lily because she's gonna be the new Forte. Granted, this was like week 1 of the game. We didn't know shit. And yeah, my man invested some time just to realize that she's not it. She is not El Fuerte. She is a fraud. Dude, her neutral skips aren't even that good. Like, her whole appeal is that she has neutral skips. Is that her Spires are supposed to skip neutral. They are terrible at doing that. How does your neutral skip get DI'd on reaction? Like, you could react to it super late too, and you get DI'd. In order to make it beat DI, you have to spend 2 bars. And guess what? If you block it, that's the freest V reversal in the game. To be fair, like, I think most people, if they use V reversal, most people aren't even using V reversal, but if they use it, it's on Lily. Not only does she not abuse the system mechanics, but she gets fucked by them. Like, this is it's so sad. It is so sad. Yeah, this character is just not it. She needs win stock to even have a neutral tool, and those neutral tools aren't even that good. She just sucks, man. If you guys are still playing Lily, good for you. You guys are warriors, but you're not winning that melee. I'm just telling you right now. And what I said before, these characters right here are the only ones playing Street Fighter 6. The rest of the cast is doing their own thing, but poorly. They are not abusing the system mechanics, and in a lot of ways, the system mechanics work against them. Who's worse, Guile or Lily? Does it even matter, dude? Like, come on, man. Like, you're both in shit tier, you know? Like, I mean, if I were to rank, I'd say Lily's worse than Guile.